Two.
The lovely, majestic red peacock in his natural habitat. Notice as he shies away from the wild Pete. Look at the sheen of Pete's coat, obtained from the drink of hops, the eating of wild weeds. This song and dance, prescribed every Tuesday and Thursday. Nature, a wonderful gift.
I love it. I love it. Folks, welcome to Two-Sided Pod. We are John L. Peacock and my boy Pete collectively, coming to you live every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Sandwich time. Wednesdays, Fridays if you're across the pond. If you can't catch us then, you can catch us on the stereo streets. You can catch us on Spotify. You can catch us on Twitter, Instagram, Apple Pod, Amazon Music, Fans Only, Farmers Only, Patreon. Our handle is all one word, all lowercase, at Two-Sided Pod.
Yeah.
No, I'm done.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you stick the landing like that, that's all you need to do, bro.
Right. I had to put my hands. Did I do it? Did I say the words? Woo! Yeah. I didn't even derail myself, baby. That's awesome. All right, John. Well, anybody knows the way we like to start a show is a hearty handshake and a laurel. A laurel and a hearty handshake. Nope. We like to start with a shot and a riddle. Nope. We like to start with. Actually, we like to start with technical difficulties, but we'll drink our way through. John, I'm raising a glass to you. I'm going to raise a glass to everyone out there in the audience. If you're on the YouTubes, thanks for tuning in. John, can you see what's happening on YouTube, or do you need me to look at what's happening now?
I can't. No, I even try to look into it. I know we're public, I'm private, and that stops me from chatting or looking at them.
Shh, don't look. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers for privacy. All right, I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna hide the thing so I don't time travel. Yeah, that's the problem. Every time I go to YouTube and I look at that, I'm like a second behind, and it starts to screw me up, man. He's screwed up. Oh, look, we're live on YouTube's. Okay, shit. Mayday, Marco Polo. All right, good enough. Here we go.
Oh, no.
All right. Nailed it. Good to go. That's up here. That's over there. This is this, and that is that. John, I'm ready to go. Hey, Jose says she misses these faces with every shot so far because I've been running the serpentine fashion. Jose, my man, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. We'll be here all night. Tip your waitress, try the veal. That's a fact. John likes to look down at his screen. He doesn't like to make eye contact. One of the things we like to do is shoot from the cuff. And speaking of shooting from the cuff, John L. Peacock has no cuffs. What? We're not cartoon heads. Oh my God. There's real people behind these cartoons. Jesus, come to life. Hey, if you stick around long enough, we'll turn to water into booze. That's a fact. I can tell anyone who's watching live, John is not being possessed by a demon. He is truly having technical difficulties, and he wears it on his sleeve. If you've ever seen John on stage, John is an actor. John is a director. John is an amazing thespian. You couldn't rattle him. When he's in the pocket, man, this guy is in the pocket. Someone comes up, not a problem. He's got it handled. If you're dealing in day-to-day life and something doesn't go according to plan, you've never seen eyes as big as John L. Peacock's. He freaks out. He's like a cat you dropped in hot water. But why would you drop a cat in hot water, you ask? Well, I tell you, to see the look in John Peacock's eyes. Mr. L. All right. So somebody threw out the baby with the bathwater, it looks like.
Okay.
What do you think, John? What do you think, bud?
Crap.
What do you think? Here we go.
Pop that packet.
All right. Remember to use your words. Remember, right? All right. I'm going to pop this packet. And then, Madam Sarah, how you doing tonight? Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Just got to say, we do our best work when people are sleep deprived. If you've been up for 24 to 48 hours, that's our pocket. That's our pocket range. That's where we make the most sense. So you are in good company. You're in good hands with John O. Peacock. He's right now trying to, I would say, blink himself back to reality or figure out how to get his 1964 Commodore to pull up the dot matrix printer drivers that he needs. I don't know, John. I'm unsure. You're not using your words, so I don't know what's happening. No one else does.
All right. Okay. All right. I think I'm good. Okay.
Okay. All right. So those were words. Those were not explanatory words. Those were just words. And I like that, John. At least you were speaking. We're making inroads to communication. What I like, John, is a step forward. And how does that make you feel? Do you feel good about that? Because I feel good about that.
Yes. Oh, man. Okay. Words. Yes. Let's pop that packet and let's start the show. And forget about all this. This never happened. 3, 2, 1. All right.
So help me.
24 to 48 hours, is that the sweet spot for you guys as orators? Like that's when the mind's limber, kind of deprived of normal limbic function, but, maybe fueled by, sleep repellent, or the audience is prepared to receive musings when they are in a similar condition, or both.
Jordan, I like that. I like that question because here's the deal. One of the things we are limber. We are loose. We're ready to go in any direction. So, hey, man, it can be we get good when we're sleep deprived. But if we've had a great night of sleep, we'll just do a couple more shots. We can get there. But I truly think that our comedy hits the best when people are somewhat incapacitated mentally. Like, try to hold your breath 5 times, pass out, and wake up and listen to our jokes. Like, really good stuff like that. Maybe be in a sleep deprivation type. I don't know. Be held hostage somewhere for a while. Come out and we'll do the whole decompression. It'll be great. But if you've had a good night's sleep and you're waking up fresh and you want a good perspective on the day, see us about 15 or 20 minutes. We'll still disappoint, but stick around for 15 or 20 minutes. That's where the whole numbers come into play. Ain't that right?
The sweet spot, if you will. The sweet spot.
And if you won't, we're still here.
Yep. All right. I'm ready. I've recovered.
All right,
I've recouped.
I'm ready. Here we go. Here we go.
Howdy.
It's sad when I hear that, and it makes me happy that, good, we're on the road to something. because it was so bad before that this gives me a bastion of hope. Oh, John, I weep for the future.
I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm my boy Pete. Expecting the worst, hoping for the best in Southern California.
And you're listening to Two-Sided, a live recorded podcast where each week I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the serious and the fun.
Yeah, John, it's the you and the me, the no and the yes, the recoil and terror, the lean in and let's fucking have criminal mischief happen to us. They can't get us all for criminal mischief. The ebb and the flow, the push and the pull, the yin and the yang, John, the Laurel and the Hardy. Come on, John. You know what time it is.
It's time for us to do a quick check-in. My boy Pete, how you feeling? And you know what? Subtly lie to us. My boy Pete, how you feeling?
Subtly lie. Spend my whole life subtly lying, John. I don't know how to continue with a straight face. What I'm going to say is I'm very disappointed in being here. I don't like it. I wasn't anticipating any of the questions. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm definitely not drinking tonight. Wait, subtly. I probably won't have any drinks tonight. Subtle. Nice. No hands. Okay. Probably, just gonna drink some water. Other than that, things are not good. So, yeah. All subtle lies, baby. Woo!
Subtle as a sphinx.
Super excited.
Subtle as a sphinx,
John.
baby.
I need an old priest and a young priest. Yeah, baby.
Let's pop those 2 packets and dive right in.
All right, we'll get a shot ready because after these are done, we're going to do a shot, okay? So get that in your mindset.
So I'm trying to catch up because I've kind of been dipping my toes in the water of your show. And to get to that space more rapidly, because I've had a more standard kind of day-to-day, I'm thinking maybe whippets.
Yes.
Rapid, rapid fire use of whippets and denatured ethanol.
I'm 100% with that. Also, if you're in a school, hospital, or airport, go get the paddles for starting the heart again and just pop those on yourself. It really jumpstarts the imagination. And it saves lives. Twofer. Ain't that right, John? Oh, packet wrench.
You want to know how I'm doing, John? Let me tell you. Pete, sit the fuck down. I know he asked you, but I feel like he's talking to me. I don't know, guys. I'm 8 days sober off of hard alcohol.
Oh, no.
Although you wouldn't know it. So I'm 4 glasses in on Chardonnay, and it's a whole thing. But what was the whole point of this? Oh yeah, I forgot.
Different piece.
I don't know. I love you guys.
I love you.
Whatever.
Fucking love you. We've both been there. It's a different beast. Like, nope, gonna stop doing this and only do this. Like, I'm not a wine drinker. John is, but I'll drink a bottle of Chardonnay. Shit. I'll drink a bottle of Chardonnay and make you blush. I'll drink a bottle of blush and make you Chardonnay. I don't even know. But yeah, it's a whole different beast. But keep on keeping on. We're with you 100%. Do a shot of Chardonnay every time. You know what? Or don't. Hold your breath for 30 seconds and then blow it out and hold your breath 30 seconds more. Blow it out and hold your breath for 30 seconds more. It's like doing one whippet. That's a pro tip. You're welcome.
How the hell do you like the defibrillators?
Yes!
I said it right then. Defibrillators.
Yes.
They have some in our street, actually.
See?
They're very useful in case someone's having a heart attack, right? Maybe drunk.
100%. It's all about repurposing things. I've been looking at one man's clutter is another man's treasure. One man's defibrillator is another man's let's get this party started. I'm just saying, don't always take the advice of medical professionals. They just kind of want to harsh your mellow, Oh, the pills say take 1 to 2 every 4 to 6 hours. I think they mean take 4 to 6 every 1 to 2 hours. Don't drink with alcohol? Man, you don't know how to have fun, Doc. Allegedly. That's all incorrect. It's hilarious. It's all incorrect.
When you say pop the packets, it makes me think things like, are they poking a hole in a ketchup? Are they ripping the side of a sugar packet? Like packets. I think I like it. I just can't understand it.
I'm saying.
What kind of packets are we? Is it soy sauce? I mean, is it mayonnaise? Do we get some mustard packets?
I believe in safe dressings, so I always carry condiments in my pocket. I don't have a sandwich without applying my own condiments. I also carry wet naps, just in case there's not enough time for a whole wet dream. You just pull one of those out, Bob's your uncle, good to go.
Well, the ping pong, right? Not teenager ethanol. When I was in college, an old man who was the janitor at the UPenn football facility offered us ether.
Yes.
With this old man.
Yeah.
That's one of the experiences I've ever had.
You've never seen someone on a deep ether binge. There's nothing like it. Oof.
Oh, there's nothing more decadent and depraved than a man in the depths of an ether binge.
There is something special. John and I, we're kind of Sherpas when it comes to taking trips across the multiverse of one's mind and things like that. And we'll also go interstate because fuck those federal crimes. States are just a man-made line. I don't believe in your laws.
That's right.
Anyway, I'm not supposed to talk about that. That got me in trouble last time. All right, John. Let's do a shot and get into the show. Ready? Cheers, buddy.
Hey. Cheers. The cow. Cheers, everybody. You're welcome for listening. And that's going to lead us into our first lightning round.
Lightning round! It's time to get down. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah! Woo! What's up, John? How you doing tonight? What's up, my boy Pete?
What up, lightning round guy? How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. You guys look like you have a lot of fun. I heard you earlier, and you was doing some technical difficulties. I love that big new show. My favorite is when you're like, I don't know how cameras work. I love that shit. It kills, man. It fucking kills.
I like that you appreciate my comedy. You know, it's subtle. It's a long form. You know, it's like a herald. Every time I go on, I'm doing a herald. That's the thing, John. I was saying I was not a big fan.
Man, my boy, Pete, you shut up and let him live his life. Long form is where it is. Man, think about this. Let him do Mighty Mouse. It's gonna be amazing what he does. All right, well, it's 2 against 1, so I guess I'm.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. You got my back.
I always do, John. You keep it sleazy, man. I'll see you later.
Peace out, lightning guy. He keeps getting better and better. Hey, well, anybody knows that the first lightning round of the episode is always a standard Q&A. My boy Pete, are you ready for the questions?
Yes, sir, I am. Sock it to me.
My boy Pete, would you rather be a king or a jester?
Jesus, John. That's a tough one. Because if I was the king, I could say, everyone treat me like the jester. I want those shoes with bells on. If I'm a jester, I'm like, could I get more meat, sir? Oh, no. That's my shoes. Walk out. So I want to be a jester, but I'm going to go king.
Okay.
I feel like I could make a real difference in this kingdom. The fiefdom would be different after my reign. I can tell you that.
Yeah, they may even call it fiefdom.
That's what I'm saying, John. We're going to pronounce shit differently. When I rule the world, it's going to be crazy town.
All right, next question. My boy Pete.
Hooked on phonics? Throw that motherfucking book out the window. Nobody needs phonics around here.
Poenix. Ugh.
I learned it from watching the Phoenicians.
My boy Pete. Next question. Would you rather be a cowboy or a Native American in the Wild West?
Oh, cowboy.
Okay. My boy Pete, would you rather be a cop or a bootlegger in the 1920s?
Bootlegger. Fuck yeah, bootlegger, sign me up.
Final question, my boy Pete. Would you rather be a crooked politician or a mob boss?
John, I would rather be a mob boss. Crooked politician, you have some checks and balances you have to lie to. A mob boss, as long as you're good, you can operate completely under the radar all the time. You're not even known if you're good enough. Come on, yeah. John. John, you know this.
Well, yeah, you also can go completely under the radar and also be completely extravagant and like in the limelight and hanging out with politicians and celebrities and everybody. And even if they know, oh, you know, he had several people killed, can't get you for nothing. Sorry.
Yeah. And you get to be friends with guys like Johnny Two Thumbs, my boy Pete Chainsaw, the Chainsaw. Johnny, everyone I know is Johnny or my boy Pete. It's a very small group of people I know. Keep them close, John. Keep them close.
Ooh. If you're gaudy enough, you know.
Speaking of Teflon Dons, I feel like I know where this segment is going.
You might not.
You know what? You're right. I feel like when you give me these hints, I feel like you always give me the old switcheroo, the old bait and switch. This is the kind of behavior that I could report you to the Better Business Bureau for. Like if they would start an inquiry and you would be caught for bait and switch. But I'm just going to say, hey, cheers to everyone on the YouTubes right now. We got a few people out there. MFA just showed up. Woo! A little while ago. Thank you. How you doing? Oh shit, we got Joey, my man Joey, and all that I can't say what's real or not. Can't see if it's real. So when I say count off, everyone act like it's Sound of Music and say Brigitte, like 1, 2, like no, don't do that. All right. Anyway, thanks for everyone for tuning in. All right, that was a swing and a miss, John. had a bit there, and I was like, I just lost it in the translation.
Well, then let's jump into our first segment of the episode. My boy Pete, that's right. We are going to talk about crooked politicians and mob bosses because we're going to talk about Tammany Hall.
Oh, Tammany politics is one of my favorite kind of politics. God bless the state of New York for something. That's all I'm saying.
Uh-huh. So, I'm going to talk a little history, but I love that term. Tell the people at home, what is Tammany politics?
Tammany politics is where you're going to be willing to do anything, and it's a tit for a tat. It's a quid pro quo. There's nothing done without, let me get a little taste too. So you want this done? I need a little something in the back end. That's how I do business, Sean. I'm just saying. I didn't do this podcast starting 2 years ago, every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, at 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean sandwich time on Wednesdays and Fridays, without getting my beak wet, John. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, do you want to get drunk in public? Yeah, I do. You want to get drunk in public in your house? Yeah, I fucking do. Boom. History was made.
Yeah, one hand washes the other, back scratch fever, if you will.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. I'm a big believer. Well, it takes the. I'm a big believer in the barter economy. I don't like retail. I don't like the whole like, oh, here's taxes and here's this and here's so how it all flows down the food chain of economics. I get it. I'll play that game, but I would like to go to the wholesaler, talk a little bit. Hey, come on, let's sit down, let's have a drink. What can I do for you that you can help me with? I'll give you these puka shells if you give me these blankets.
Right.
And all is well. I'm a big believer in that, John. And it's really gotten me very far in this. But you can take it a bit further, and now it's like almost a blackmail situation where you're not going to get anything unless I get something.
Right.
So, and that's the difference. It's just like Nexium, John. It's a really good thing until you start making people have sex and branding them. Right? It's really good up to a point, but just stop at that point, John.
Right.
Whew.
You know, when I was doing the research this week, I talked to a couple of my New Yorker friends, and several of them had no idea what Tammany Hall is. So I'm not going to assume anyone knows. So I'm gonna get into the history of it. Tammany Hall started during the 1780s when the leaders of the aristocratic and proletariat elements of both New York City and New York State successfully managed to limit suffrage to freeholders and to strengthen the society of the Cincinnati, a group of former officers of the Continental Army with centralist and monarchical tendencies. Tammany Hall started in response to that.
Right. So it's basically people were lining their own pockets at the sake of other people, the other citizens, and Tammany Hall was started in response to that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It was all about the aristocrats. It was all about reforming a monarchy. You know, this is 1780s, so this is right after the Revolutionary War. A lot of sympathizers and loyalists, as they called them, were like, no. Instead of a president, we should have a king. And they were starting to be influential. And Tammany Hall was like, no, democracy. To resist these influences, William Mooney, an upholsterer in New York City, founded the Society of St. Tammany, or the Columbian Order, on May 12, 1789. A few days after the inauguration of George Washington as the first president under the Constitution.
All of the best ideas I know from American history come from upholsterers, people who know lamination. If you want drywall done or policies passed, look no further.
So Mooney's purpose was to create a national society that would be native in character and democratic in principle and action.
Boo! Oh, wait. We're talking about politics. Okay, no, sorry. I want to be an authoritarian, but no, for politics, it's good. Democratic is good. Right. Yay!
Yay! Ooh, right? Yay! Right.
Yay! I always forget which side I'm on.
This, I think, is one of the first of American appropriation moments that I know of, because all of the officers of Tammany were given Native American titles. Its head was the Grand Sachem, chosen among his fellow chiefs or sachems, and they would have chiefs, and it gets a little weird down towards the lower ranks. But the meetings were held.
No, you can't fucking gloss over that. What are the weird things at the lower ranks, John? I need to know. Squaws, wigwams, I'm the longhouse of Tammany Hall. What are the things, John?
Well, the wigwam is the place where they met. They did call it a wigwam.
That's fantastic.
They had powwows.
Good. So far, so good. So far, so good. John, that's awful. I don't know. So you were Boy Scout and then Eagle Scout. I didn't believe in that structure enough as a child, so my parents wouldn't put me in, but we had Indian guides, which was basically the same thing, but just very, very loosey-goosey and super culturally appropriating things.
Uh-huh.
John, it was great, but horrible. Like looking like it was one of my favorite things to do with my dad growing up. But now looking back, like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Anyway, we had powwows, so I've been to one.
Yeah, I've been to one. But it was actually held by the Navajo tribe or the Dene, and I was invited to it, so it's a little different.
Why you gotta hold that over my head, John? Why can't you just be like the rest of us and fuck shit up? Come on, John. Oh, you think you're better than me because you were invited somewhere? John, I kick in the door. You're gonna love me in 5 minutes, or you're gonna call the police.
Right.
Either way, it's gonna be a great story. Promise.
Their early influence started in the early 19th century because they supported Aaron Burr. He was great until he wasn't. And he was actually great. Like, he was an
He
abolitionist
was
really
great.
early on. He was a feminist. There was so many things about Aaron Burr. He just, he killed a Hamilton, and people just blackballed him after that. But Martin Van Buren and other progressive policies as universal male suffrage, lean laws to protect craftsmen, and the abolition of slavery and the imprisonment for debt.
Okay, so far so good. We're on a good track. It seems things are going well right now, John. How could it go awry?
No,
Right? No, not yet. And then what happens next, John? What happens next?
Well, the leaders expanded their political base and influence by helping immigrants to survive, find work, and gain quick citizenship. They also opposed anti-Catholic and nativist movements of the day, so they earning the loyalty that endured for generations. This is how they got their base. This is how they got the people who voted for them, the people who did other things for them, the people who kept them around no matter how fat and lazy they got.
Okay, yeah, like Mooney was an upholsterer. It's the same technique. If you lay the upholstery right the first time, you don't have to do it again for years. So if you put your groundwork in correctly, they're going to stay with you forever, John. It's like a good upholstery job. That's how you win your base. That's how you win your base.
Well, and they focused in on what helped them the most. For more than 3 decades after the organization, Tammany represented middle class opposition to the Federalist Party, but its democracy did not incorporate the aspirations of the lower economic groups. So it lost a bit of its national and non-political character and became intimately identified with the politics of New York City. They restructured, realized stretching themselves a little too far was a little much. They could focus in on this. They had their base. They had the immigrants coming in, especially Irish. They knew the words to say: anti-Catholic, opposing anti-Catholic, opposing natives.
Anti-Catholic.
They were anti-Catholic, right?
Put that on a t-shirt.
And they threw their support behind Andrew Jackson in the 1820s. They met with Jackson before his election and promised their support. And when he was elected, they were rewarded. This is known as the spoils system, with federal jobs in New York City. This is the beginning of what my boy Pete was talking about, the beginning of Tammany Hall as we know it today.
And okay, we're still not there, still good, because how many people out there have gotten a job from a hookup, from a friend, from a referral from a person, from, oh, you helped me out, let me help you out with this. All the hands, I'll wait for the rest of you. We all have. So it's still good. It's still a good thing. But they fucked it up, John. Tell them how they fucked it up.
They took this win in the 20s and they felt the power, felt the influence, and they said, I want more. They realized Irish immigrants were a big help to them, especially coming through New York. Because of the potato famine, so many Irish immigrants were coming through, and they were like, hey, we're pro-Irish. And they focused in on that. And so a majority of the people who joined the party from the 1850s on were Irish. And this became a central powerhouse for all the affairs, for all the parties around it, especially aiding and helping the Democratic or Republicans. So they also helped to sift away the Whigs, the Federalists, Those are the two that I know for sure that were still around. But they phased them out. They helped create the two-party system that we know today.
You know, I love you. I always have, but I hate everything but two parties. John, tell me more.
Corruption with the administration of the city also became a running theme of the Tammany organization from the 1850s on. In the early 1860s, the Grand Sachem, Isaac Fowler, who held a modest government job as postmaster, was living lavishly in a Manhattan hotel. It was estimated that he was spending at least 10 times his income.
I see nothing wrong with that, John.
Well, someone did. He was charged with embezzlement, and when a marshal came to arrest him, he was allowed to escape to Mexico, but then he returned to the U.S. when the charges were dropped suddenly.
So far, everything is on the up and up. Who you know? I'm still on his side.
In 1854, the society elected its first New York City mayor. This is when they had complete control. This is also when they started calling themselves Tammany's bosses. The Grand Sachem before, now they're bosses. And who was the first boss? Well, he was also the most infamous. He was William M. Boss Tweed.
I said, boy, now you can't come down here and spread those lies. Now, here's the problem. Sometimes politics don't make for the best bedfellows. Well, I'm going to let you know you need to get your nightcap and your dressing gown and get the fuck out of my office. I said it once.
Boss Tweed was the one who created the political machine of Tammany Hall, which its influence just... So they would hire people to go to to voting places, and if they didn't like the look of your jib, they would not let you vote. They're like, you're not going to vote, or we'll beat you up, or worse. And so this fear mongering, this political grip that they had from this point on for 70 years in New York City was... Like, people tried to go against Tammany at this point. People tried to call corruption. They tried to say that they're doing all these horrible things, stuffing the ballot boxes. All these political misuses began with Boss Tweed and continued for decades under Tammany Hall.
Wigwam bam, gonna make you understand. Ain't that right, Joey? He gets it.
Tammany Hall did not become a disciplined political machine until the second boss, Honest John Kelly. That's right. His nickname was Honest John. Do you think he was honest?
Could be. They called him Slim. He was 480. So you never know.
He became the first of 10 successive Irish American bosses, and it created an army from thugs to politicians, local politicians to national politicians. Everyone was in Tammany's pocket.
If you have good reasoning and you're doing good things, I don't see anything wrong with it thus far. John, you haven't given me one bad thing they've done. Who hasn't stuffed a ballot box? John, it's like a Thanksgiving bird. Fill it to the burst.
Boss Tweed got himself... That's right. Boss Tweed got himself a Senate position, having no political office before then. And in 1928, they even elected a governor, not very popular governor to New York, Al Smith.
Better than Al Jolson.
Yeah. He went on to go for president and had a lot of support behind him, but people pushed back, and this is when the national level of resistance against Tammany began. They went away, they came back, they're like Mike Myers. They kept on coming back for decades after this, from the 20s on through into the late 40s.
But what were their big hits, John? Like you said, Mike Myers. Like, what are the big ones? What did they do that we would know?
Electing Jackson was a big one.
Perfect.
What you would know is the mayors and the governors of New York. So that's
right.
the yeah.
So I Married an Axe Murderer. That was the other one they did, right?
Right.
Really good.
The people who finally, after decades of resistance, took Tammany Hall down were this little guy named where is he? Franklin Delano Roosevelt
Never heard of him. What has he done
and
in the past?
Fiorel H. LaGuardia, who became a mayor on the fusion ticket because Roosevelt and Republicans both supported him because he was an anti-Tammany mayor candidate.
Boy, one of these days you're gonna have a shitty airport named after you. I see it all over you. Do you like traffic lines, delays on the runway? Well, sir, have I got a job for you?
So a big push against it was actually Eleanor Roosevelt. She organized a counterattack of Tammany with Herbert Lehman and Thomas Finletter from the New York to form the New York Committee and Democratic voters dedicated to fighting Tammany. And in '61, they removed DeSapio, who was the last boss for Grand Sake. And then they dissolved after that. The once mighty Tammany political machine, now deprived of its leadership, quickly faded from political importance, and by the mid-1960s, it ceased to exist. But the last building that they had as their wigwam is at Union Square, and it's now house of the New York Film Academy. So people can go make films in the spot where wonderfully horrible corruption happened for decades.
It's fantastic, John. I like to walk in the shoes of awful, awful men. Like going to Alcatraz. Really, really great.
Welcome to the Rock, baby.
And then it turns pissing in the bitch's ocular cavity. This way, the cafeteria.
So I know you expect me to rattle on for 20, 30 more minutes because that's what I normally do, but that's it. Let's do a shot to brevity is the soul of wit, right?
Jesus, John, you are making me so happy right now. I don't understand what is happening, but I feel like you've finally picked up on some social cues after 2 years. Like, wow, this is really good. We learned just enough and not too much. Let's do a shot. Turns out I have one poured. Here's to you, buddy.
Cheers, you, buddy.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Thanks.
A cow.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Much like many mob bosses, Boss Tweed, I mean, if you call yourself boss, he was the first to do it, so everyone else after him were like, oh, we'll just call ourselves boss. But he was like, I am Boss Tweed. He definitely had people killed, never came up with charges. He went into the Senate instead. Like, the corruption of him influenced, what was that, 60, 70 more years, 80 more years. Really, it's through the 60s, like 100 more years worth of political influence.
Well, that's the thing, John. It's like it's with anything in life. You see someone else get away with something, and it's a lot easier to justify doing it because you know there's no recompense. There's no issue with it. You're not going to pay. There's no payback for it. You're good to go. So if you do it the right way, you can get away with anything, untouchable. And it's like cool. Or if you do, it's a slap on the wrist, and it's the same thing nowadays. What's a good analogy? Something today. Easy one. Right by my work. There's they fix the road signs. No right turn on red.
Okay.
It's like, oh, someone comes up and they turn right, and the next person turns right. It's like, I'm in line. Like, fuck it. A lot easier than if you get there first. Like, nope. I'm gonna fold my arms, going to say a prayer, I'm going to do all the right things in life, and my mom's going to be proud of me. A lot easier to do when you see it done before you. A lot easier.
So, I mean, with that one, it's kind of like mob mentality, but I don't think that's exactly what you're talking about. You're saying once there's a precedence, it's
Right.
easier to get away with it, right?
Right. It's not a mob. You're not rushing the goddamn store.
Right.
You come up and you take a full stop. They're all gone by the time
Right.
you go. Like, you're making your own decisions at this point. But at the same time, I just saw two people do it. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I shouldn't smoke in public, but fucking that guy's doing it.
Yeah.
Saw someone else do it. Not mob mentality of like, none of us are as stupid as all of us, but when the glass ceiling has been broken, when the barrier has been breached, well, why not? Nothing's going to happen. So, what are fucking laws, John? What are laws? I actually want to know what. I have a court case coming up, and if you could explain to me what laws are, I will have a lot better chance of getting off.
Well, Tweed, for his part, he saw, okay, well, I can get away with this, so I'm going to the motto of vote early and often comes from Tammany.
Right.
Yeah, so all the Irish immigrants were voting over and over again, going just to polling place to polling place. In addition to that, there were thugs hired by Tammany going to places and saying, "You're not voting. No, get out of here."
You don't get to vote. Yeah.
And so he got the first mayor. The mayor was in his pocket. The mayor knew he was in his pocket, and so he became the shadow mayor. He was in charge of New York, and from that point on, all the other bosses up until the 50s were the mayor, were in control of not only the city but much of the state, even though they didn't hold any political office. They were just the shadow government.
That's the best. I mean, it was really bad for the city and state, but that's the best, John. When your name is not on anything, and you literally can just move your fingers and make the puppets dance. Oh, right. So good.
Yeah.
So good. Plausible deniability, John. That's what I go for in my day-to-day life. Plausible deniability. Big fan.
Well, speaking of plausible deniability, that's going to lead us into our next lightning round.
Lightning round! It's time to get down! Come on! Yeah! Woo! What's up, my boy Pete? What's up, John? How y'all doing?
All right, man. All right. Do you hear this last segment? What'd you think?
I did. I had my ear against the wall with the cup, like old timey Scooby-Doo style. I heard every third word, and it was really good. I heard that you can get what you want by blackmailing people, and I heard the quid pro quo. I stopped listening after that, but sounded really good, guys. You did a great job. Anyway, I got company, so I'm going to go back to the room now. I'll see y'all later.
Hey, can you set up the green room for us?
Man, you always ask me. Yeah, I'll do that. Sorry.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. That's the deal, John. I told him, like, if you want a fucking place to stay, you got to do work. So
one job. It's got one
job. One job. It's ridiculous. I know, but the whole motto of this show is we all have one job, but none of us seem to do it correctly. So I feel like he's really giving his.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this lightning round segment is one of your favorites and mine. That's right. It's Bizarro Answers. Bizarro Answers. When I ask Bizarro, my boy Pete, questions, and in a completely opposite way than my boy Pete would answer, Bizarro, my boy Pete, answers those questions.
Meaning, let's break it down. So all the answers that will be given will be antithesis of what the real answer truly is. Antithesis of what the answer truly is.
Before we get into it, let's pop that one packet and move on.
Obenpadani, Nijin Saison Junsa Maya Jokoniki Koshariatu Fushin. Take a shot. God damn it, John.
I don't do it any more than you do, but when Dub speaks, I answer. He says, jump. I say, how high should I be when I start jumping? And that answer is, let's do a shot.
Did he just tell us to do a shot in Japanese?
Here's the deal, John. Internationally, I feel like we all know what drink a shot means, but I don't feel we need to put a fucking label on things. That's how you get into trouble, right? So at this point, folks, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. We are the Two-Sided Pod here every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. It's live on the YouTubes on Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Sandwich Time if you're across the pond on Friday mornings. God rest your soul if you're up that late. But we're a lot funnier if you have been. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Let's do a shot and get right into that bizarro world.
Cheers. Cheers. And my boy Pete, for those who are not listening live and want to check out our YouTube channel, what is our handle on the YouTubes?
Oh, God. Our handle is at Two-Sided Pod, all lowercase, all one word. Tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell your parolees. So we'll be here every week. You're welcome for listening. Oh, God. Let's go. Let's go.
Bizarro, my boy Pete, would you rather be a king or a jester?
That's an easy question, Tom. The jester, because you can always joke your way out of anything. 100% jester. Not even a thought in my mind. Who wants all that power when I have those bells on my shoes? You know what I mean? Jingle-lingle, jingle-lingle. Yep.
Bizarro, my boy Pete, would you rather be a cowboy or a Native American in the Wild West?
Here's the deal. I've been thinking about this a lot, not because of your show, not because of the questions you're asking me, just in general in life. And I'm a big fan of maize. So I would always want to be a Native American. And I would like to, anytime I teach anyone anything at work, I always call them pilgrim, like I'm helping them survive the winter. So final answer, Native American.
Very Tammany, I see. Bizarro, my boy Pete, would you rather be a cop or a bootlegger in the 1920s?
Here's the deal, John. Law and order is not going to uphold itself. So it's going to take some real stiff backbones and some hard-nosed coppers to get it in order. And that's where I come in, John. One thing that people know about me, I'm the law and order guy. So therefore, cop all the way.
You know, you really seem like a Pinkerton.
Thank you, John. It does bring out my eyes. Oh, not the color. The organization. I digress.
Finally, Bizarro, my boy Pete, would you rather be a crooked politician or a mob boss?
Oh, the whole thing. A lot of people say mob boss, which is totally the stupid answer. Because if you're a politician, you can make laws to make what you're doing not illegal. And that is where I get my bread and butter, John. If I can change the way people think, if I can change the laws that are interpreted, John, the world is my oyster, and I am no longer allergic to shellfish, my friend. Giddy up.
How did that happen?
Right? Weird.
Well, that was definitely one of the fastest Bizarro lightning rounds we've ever had.
No, it's not. Ah, still in it, I see. I've got the black lollipop.
So let's jump into our final segment. And anybody who's anybody at this point knows that when we jump into our final segment, we will no longer be answering the live messages that are coming our way in the show official. But this room will stay open for our green room. This room will stay open. Those messages will be played. They just will not be played until after the quote-unquote show Two-Sided is over.
Right. So stick around. Keep leaving your messages. We will play them in the green room. I swear to God, if it's the last thing I do, I will play these messages. I will shake my fist at the heavens and I will play the messages. Ain't that right, John?
That's right, buddy. And to finish us off, that's right. We're going to talk about the
Fuck you, man. It's like a fucking $20 massage from downtown. Turn me over, finish me off. Let's do this segment.
life and works of Jamie Foxx.
Okay. All right. I'm interested to see where you go with this. I'm very interested to see where you go with this, John. I want to see your take because I know my take. I will reference the movies. I will reference my take on it, and I will see what you have to say because I'm interested in your opinion. And no matter what it is, I'm going to take the opposite stance. You know that, right? You know that. All right, fair enough. Life and works of Jamie Foxx. Here we go. Well, he's no Wayne's brother. Go ahead, John.
Wow.
The gauntlet has been thrown down.
We gave him a start. Oh, you did. We did. Okay. Jamie Foxx was born as Eric Marlon Bishop on December 13th, 1967 in Terrell, Texas. Or Terrell?
Terrell.
To Daryl Bishop and Louise Annette.
Darrell Lewis. Yeah.
Terrell
Lewis.
Bishop and Louise Annette Talley Dixon. Or some might say Louise Annette Talley Dixon.
Some may not, but if you want to, I guess that's your prerogative, John.
Real early on in Fox's life, Daryl converted to Islam and renamed himself Shahid Abdullah, and it was like right at his birth. With that, his biological parents abandoned Foxx. They split up, and they both left him away in his infancy. So his maternal grandparents adopted Foxx when he was less than a year old.
That's some shit.
How
does? All right. Bad people do bad things all the time. Like, all right. So you get to change your name and join a religion and lose a kid. Like, is that why? Like, the easy route is just to go out for cigarettes and not come back. That's how my dad did. So I'm just saying, you don't have to join a religion. Rename yourself.
He later told Oprah part of his dad's decision to leave was religion. Quote, he drew a line in the sand. I'm a Muslim, and since you're not, I can't be your father, end quote. He said in the 2005 interview.
John, one of these days, I'm going to convert to Islam. I'm going to become a Muslim, and I can't do the show with you anymore. But until then, you're in fucking trouble, my friend.
He goes on to say in that interview, quote, during our last conversation, which was after my grandmother passed, I said, listen, I understand observing your religion, but is that worth missing out on your son's life, end quote. But since that 2005 interview, he has reconciled with his parents, and Abdullah has lived with him for some years.
Yeah, of course he has. When you have Jamie Foxx and something, you know what? I'm going to be a dad now. After I saw Any Given Sunday, I'm like, you know what? I think we're going to reconnect. Man, fuck you, Abdullah. That's some bullshit.
2005 was that interview, and he sounded like it was the last conversation they would ever have, which was decades before. But they reconciled.
That's some bullshit, John.
Yeah.
Reconcile. I don't care how style you do it. That's some bullshit.
Let's go back to the beginning. He began playing piano about age 5 and became keenly interested in music. At Terrell High School.
Is that where he lost his eyesight with the bandsaw? No, that was a movie he was in. Keep going. I'm still on. Keep going.
He played basketball and football because he was also into sports, and he became the school's first quarterback to pass for more than 1,000 yards. Little known tidbit. I thought I'd put it in. It's fun.
Yeah, everything you do is fun, John. I like it.
He earned a scholarship for piano at the United States International University, later Alliant International University, in San Diego, to study classical piano and music theory. While he was there, Bishop, as he was known at that time, began performing at local comedy clubs. At open mics, he delighted audiences. This was based off of a dare and a pressing by a couple of great friends of his, and he owes a lot of who he is now to these moments, because he began um, having bitingly funny impersonations of former President Ronald Reagan, of boxer Mike Tyson, comedian Bill Cosby, and this is the time that he discovered it was easier for women to get stage time at open mic nights. So Bishop adopted the gender neutral name of Jamie Foxx. And in '91, Foxx won the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition, which led to an audition of the new network hit show In Living Color.
Oh, that was back with J-Lo. Before
That's
she
right.
was J-Lo, she was just hey ho.
Fly Girl.
Hey ho. Damn straight. If I had fly girls every time I left and entered my house, John, what a world it would be.
Yeah, the way it's. His impersonation and his drag character Wanda, an ugly, sexually aggressive woman, impressed the show's creator and star Keenan Ivory Wayans and earned Fox the job as a regular. He was also in a recurring role on the sitcom Rock, R-O-C. I didn't know about that. It's kind of like the Bosom Buddies, I think, just kind of fell by the wayside in the annals of history. But I watched In Living Color when it was going live. Like
The fuck did you just say? That you
I don't
just
know.
say that Bosom Buddies fell by the wayside in the annals of history? The Rock was I saw The Rock, not super great. Like 2 episodes. Like Bosom Buddies, fucking amazing.
Really?
It's like Taxi. John, Jesus Christ, watch Bosom Buddies.
Really?
I don't care what you say anymore. This is my life. Go ahead with your own life. Leave me alone. Come on, John. The rent is so good we have to dress up like women. That's New York for you, baby.
Yeah, I don't think that aged really well.
Doesn't matter. You have great rent and you dress like a woman. I feel like it fucking carries through.
I think Three's Company was slightly different. Okay, so in '91, he was hired in Living Color, and then he auditioned for the show, the famous Laugh Factory Comedy Club in West Hollywood, where cast members Jim Carrey, Jennifer Lopez, Keenan Ivory Wayans, and David Allen Greer were in the audience. He stayed there until '94, so he had a good run within Living Color.
He had some great, like, In Living Color was really good. It was really good. It had
Wanda's
moments
one of
of
my
like,
favorite sketches from it, or reoccurring sketches. His Wanda character. I got you.
Wanda,
I got you.
Wanda was great. Fire Marshal Bill was great.
Yeah. James Carey, as he was first built.
the Jamaicans, you lazy lima bean. Those
More
ones.
money, more money, more money.
Yep. So
Men
good.
on Film.
So good. Men on Film. I'll give it 2 snaps up in your direction.
2 snaps and a twist. So 2 years later, he returned to television with the Jamie Foxx Show, playing a struggling Los Angeles actor who lives in a hotel owned by his aunt and uncle. He co-created and produced the series through his company Foxhole. It's a great name. And it didn't perform spectacularly well in the ratings, but it ran for 5 seasons and helped elevate Fox's career. It was a stepping stone.
When you name yourself after the network that you're on, like, that's pretty good. Fox featuring Fox on Fox. Fox.
Well, it's 2 X's, so, different.
Right. No. Yeah. I don't do anything that doesn't have triple X before it. That's only things I click on the internet. Ain't that right, John?
That's right. So his film debut was in '92 with Toys, a comedy directed by Barry
Jesus
Levinson.
Christ. That's horrible. Really? One of the worst movies, but one of the best movies. Richard Pryor, so bad. So bad. It's so good.
But his first dramatic role came in Oliver Stone's 1990 film Any Given Sunday, where he portrayed a hard-hitting American football player.
Cameron Diaz, Al Pacino, very good. It was a good movie. It was one of those, but it was a very Oliver Stone take on football. It wasn't like The Program, or it wasn't like Varsity Blues, or the things we wanted for football. It was about the journey.
The Longest
Yard. Good.
Right? Yeah.
The Longest Yard. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
So Foxx has since evolved into a respected dramatic actor. He was featured as a taxi driver in Taxi Driver Max Duraker in the film
Tom Cruise.
Collateral.
So good. That's one of my guilty pleasures, John. I will watch Collateral at least once a month. So good, but so bad. Because Tom Cruise, so bad, but so good.
Yeah.
And this story is so bad, so good.
So good. Yeah.
Do yourself a favor and pop in Collateral at some point in the next month. It's a good watch. It's fun. Not fun because it's a hitman going around killing people, but still super fun.
Right.
Ain't that right, John?
Well, he got himself a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. But his standout performance was his portrayal of Ray Charles in the biopic Ray. He won the Academy Award for Best Actor and the BAFTA Award for Best Actor in a Leading Role. Foxx, because of this, is the second male in history to receive 2 Oscar nominations in the same year for 2 different movies, Collateral and Ray.
Second? Who was the first?
They kept on saying second. I should have looked that up. I didn't.
Really good research, John. So
you're Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks. Why not?
Nailed it. You're doing great. Love it.
And in September of 2007, Foxx was inducted into the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Got himself a little square.
Circle gets a square, and the survey says.
But unlike many actors who say, you know what, I'm going to go into music now, Foxx's first artistic love was music, and he has always held on to that. So he has continued with that, and he is a Grammy Award-winning musician, producing 2 albums which have charted highly on the Billboard 200s. Unpredictable, which topped the charts, and Intuition.
Okay.
Over the years, he's juggled various facets of his career, comedy, acting, and music, while venturing into several entrepreneurial pursuits. And he is a role model to the world with his strong work ethic and abundant talent, especially to young boys and girls in the African American community. And for that, he won the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People Image Award in 1998.
Here's the deal, John. I adore you, all the things you do, but sometimes the work you do is not up to par. He was the 10th actor nominated for 2 Academy Awards in 1 year. First was Faye Bainter, Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress.
I said male actor. It's male actor. He is the second male actor. I knew there were more females. Yeah.
All right. Then you're wrong. So Barry Fitzgerald was in 1944, Best Actor, Going My Way, Best Supporting Actor, Going My Way. Al Pacino, 1992, Best Actor, Scent of a Woman, and Best Supporting Actor, Glenn Ross.
That's the one.
Then Jamie Foxx, Best Actor, Ray, Best Supporting Actor, Collateral. So the third Best Actor in this series. Not second.
In 2 different movies. As you said, that guy was both.
Jesus Christ, John. You lead us down a fucking path of stupidity incorrectly. I do it on purpose. No, here's the deal. Everyone, make sure you use this in trivia night. John, you don't give all the words. The first male actor nominated for 2 separate movies for an Academy Award
Was Al Pacino,
Perfect.
and then
No.
second was Jamie Foxx.
Yes, John. I feel like Julianne Moore is far from heaven right now.
What about Julianne Moore from Magnolia?
No, she wasn't. She was in The Hours in that same year, but Magnolia was much later, John. Anyway, I digress.
Well, so in April of this year, Jamie Foxx was suddenly rushed to the hospital. The condition, it seemed to the public, was critical, but no details emerged at that time. And for 2 months, Foxx was not publicly seen, nor did he make any direct statements. And the trolls used this uncertainty to pounce for their own agendas. Claim that the Academy Award winner was hospitalized after he was seriously injured by a COVID vaccine has gone massively viral, having been viewed millions of times on social media.
That's why I'm going to miss the next 6 shows, John. Every Tuesday, Thursday, I won't be here because of my COVID vaccine. 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Standard Time, because of the vaccines. Ain't that right, John?
Well, as soon as they started to circulate, the representative for Fox said the claim is completely untrue, but it didn't stop it from being absorbed and amplified in an anti-vaccination echo chamber on YouTube and Twitter. It first started with Ask Dr. Drew, the gossip columnist on the online talk show. And from then, a podcaster, AJ Benza, who formerly worked for the Daily News, New York Daily News, on May 30th said Fox was left partially paralyzed and blind after he received the COVID vaccine, which he didn't want to have, but the film producers on the set he was doing forced him to. He said he had a source in the room, quote unquote, with Fox, and that he developed a blood clot from the vaccine, which led to the stroke after he got vaccinated.
Yeah, well,
no source was named.
Because he was doing a reboot of Ray, and he was a method actor. He was like, if I can't not have vision, I can't do Ray. Not they would have to be your ocular cavities. Nope, I give up.
His daughter, Corinne Foxx, said in Instagram quote story that he was home for weeks. He was well enough to play pickleball, and that all the stuff about the blood clot was completely inaccurate. But it didn't stop anyone from just saying, well, why didn't you just look into it? Think for yourself. Here's some completely false information, but I'm going to present it as news or facts, and you just decide for yourself. Several different commentators went that route.
It's crazy. It's like listening to a Thursday show with John Peacock. Like, yeah, it's look into it for yourself. If you just listen to the words I say, they're correct, but everything I say is wrong. Just maybe use your head and look into it. Awful, John. I see where you're going with this. Is it meant to me forgive you? Not going to happen.
One of the biggest ones was Charlie Kirk, founder of the conservative organization Talking Points USA. He tweeted that he was, quote, infuriated a decent person like Jamie Foxx fell victim to Big Pharma, and said that he was praying for Fox to his 1.6 million followers.
That's awesome. I'm with that. Pray. How do you spell it? I'm praying.
It was a misspell, apparently. Apparently, yeah. No, it was an A.
Boo. Be honest.
And a YouTube video that has been viewed hundreds of thousands of times echoed these claims with the titles like "News: Jamie Foxx left paralyzed and blind from blood clot in his brain after receiving the shot?" ? Or Jamie Foxx
What?
left paralyzed and blind from after vaccine. Yeah,
What?
yeah.
That's I'm doing the verbs of the question mark, exclamation mark. This is how it says. What? That's what it sounds like.
I did not know that. I've only read it, so I didn't know how to pronounce it.
Well, here's the deal, John. I'm going to be like your Jiminy Cricket. I'm going to be that little fucking cricket on your shoulder, reading all the, hey, you don't know how to interpret things? John, let me tell you.
Well, in August, the week of this recording, actually, Fox went public. Quote from a post of his, quote, "You're looking at a man who is thankful, finally starting to feel like myself," the Oscar winner wrote in an Instagram post on August 16th, so literally yesterday, alongside a series of photos of himself. "It's been an unexpected, dark journey, but I can see the light," and Jamie appreciates his supporters who have kept him in their thoughts.
John, okay, if you were ever big enough, famous enough that people were like, you're a news story, you disappear as a news story, right?
Mm-hmm.
You come out. How would you weather those storms? What would you say when you were either in? What would your press releases be while you're incapacitated, whatever that state may be? Could be a 5150. God damn it, state of California, you visit here, I'm going to get you goddamn admitted. That's for sure. Or it's a physical thing, right? What are your statements when you're in house, and what are your statements when you, cool, I'm out, I'm in the public? Give me two statements, give me two sound bites of how you handle that, how you deal with that, of the backlash of the community. What would you say? You're in-house. You've been MIA for 2 weeks. Nobody knows nothing. All this bullshit's going around. You're not going to tell about what you're going to do because no one knows what's happening. But what would you say?
Well, in-house, I would have a pre-recorded video that is just uploaded that has me reading from a statement saying, "The people around me have told me to read the following lines."
I recommend holding up a newspaper with today's date.
I probably would do that
safe.
too.
I also am not under any duress. Do that.
I am alive. I am alive. I'm alive. I am not AI. I'm alive.
And then when you come out and you're in recovery, in your home, you're wheeled out in the wheelchair in the hospital, and like, oh, here's the deal. What is your message then? What do you say then for your soundbite?
I think it would only be a post on Twitter.
Nope. You don't get to fucking make your rules, John. You're a fucking celebrity. We're at the goddamn hospital gates. We see you coming out. Here's a guy being, oh, you're out of the weird bay. Like, oh, we see you. Are you going to say something, or are you going to be hidden and just a post? What are you going to do?
Okay, well,
so only a post. So no, only a post.
If they're there, they're there. You know what? I'll augment. I'll go with the flow. As the crowd comes up, I will just say, hashtag this ginger foal is back. And nothing else.
Okay. I like that, John. I like that. I like that you're really leaning into your gingerness. That, like, these are why people miss me. This is the hole that needs to be filled. Which hole? The ginger hole. I like that, John. It's really good. It's good. It's good. I believe in throwing off the scent, John. Like, let them know you were in for something, but throw them off the scent. You know what I mean? Like, oh, are you blind? Did you have a stroke? Was that a heart attack? Like, a penis shrinking surgery? was a success. It's only 4 feet now, and I can now have blood to my brain. Thank you so much for your thoughts, prayers, and your lube. Right? Something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would go that route. Like, he was in the hospital, and his dick's only 4 feet now? That's crazy. This guy gives it all for his people, doesn't he? Doesn't he?
Yes. Yes, he does.
Doesn't he? John. All right. So then after he got out and he set everyone straight, then what happened?
Well, right. So the first big breaking of this news was his daughter having a post in April saying, quote, her father, quote, experienced a medical complication and nothing more. Whole lot of silence. And then a month later, she confirmed that he'd been out of the hospital for weeks recuperating. And he'd been seen going out and about, but he kept the specific details of his medical complication private. He says, quote, he posted, quote, I went through something that I thought I would never, ever go through, end quote. He shared on Instagram in July. And I know a lot of people were waiting or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. Period. It makes sense. Like that's really, really straightforward and honest.
100%. Giant dick just waving around. But they got to strap it down. I was like, take it down at least 2 feet. So I can face my fans. Ain't that right, John?
Yeah. He went on to say, I didn't want you to see me with tubes running out of me and trying to figure out if I was going to make it through. He was scared. Yeah, it's like the celebrities who don't let us into their cancer struggles for years, right? Like, you don't need that. You don't need that.
No, like, but okay. Let me ask you this. Like, and that's a whole different thing, John. That's like you're opening a whole different can of worms here. So you look at Norm Macdonald, you look at Paul Rubens, you look at people who have Bob Saget. Like, hey, I do a lot of falling. You don't bring a lot of okay, too much, too soon. Gotcha. But these things where you don't let people in, like, but who the fuck are they? Who's the public? Why do you need to know this? What is that going to do for you? How is that going to change you to me? What is that going to change? Nothing. Like, oh, do I want a bunch of sympathy and fucking flowers and well wishes? I don't want that shit for the last couple of years of my life. I want to be judged on what I do. I want to be judged on my art. I'm an asshole. Tell me I'm an asshole. I'm brilliant. Tell me I'm brilliant. Don't fucking put me in a nutshell and say, oh, you're slipping the tub away from fucking nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I agree with that. You tell your people, and your people who are your people don't fucking leak.
Right.
The people who leak shit, like, they want it leaked. Or they don't have good people.
Right.
Who don't care about them. Right. Like, people I have in my life that I will tell secrets to, like, here's where the bodies are buried. They're not going to tell. I'm good. Super good.
Right.
They're going to hit that there's bodies, and then in the court of law, they're like, I'm going to have to eat my cyanide pill. That's a rule we fucking came up with. If you don't hold to it, John, God damn it, John. We have words, but I'm saying it's, yeah. Who needs to know your business, man?
Right.
Nobody needs to know your business.
Yeah, it's like David Bowie when he was like in the spiral of cancer, and people didn't even know he had it. He had a off-Broadway musical coming out, and he's like, I want to say goodbye to the cast, but I can't because it'll all be about me and my sickness and my death. He died the day they recorded the soundtrack for it, the recording of it, and they found out right after because he was like, oh, I know this is going to happen, And he said, do not tell them until that's done. I want it to be about the show and the art, not about me, not about a life. Right.
100%. That was the same thing. Prince, he had his elevator mechanic coming over, going to fix the elevator and make sure it's all up to par. And like, oh, he died in the elevator. Like, way too soon. Like, don't make it about me. Make sure Otis, the elevator, is operational. Too soon. Fucking soon.
So Foxx noted that
that's what it sounds like when doves cry, John.
Foxx noted that Kareem and his sister Deidre Dixon, quote, saved my life, and he thanked them for keeping things airtight in terms of protecting his privacy. However, Jamie also noted that, quote, by being quiet, sometimes things get out of hand. He went on to shut down the rumors about his health. Quote, some people said I was blind, but as you can see, the eyes are working. The eyes are working just fine. He continued, said I was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed, but I went to hell and back, and my road to recovery had some potholes as well. But I'm coming back, and I'm able to work.
And they did that scene from Awakenings when they threw the tennis ball at him and he caught it and was like, I'm good, motherfuckers.
It's a great movie. It's a deep cut, too.
Right? I'm here all night, baby.
And tomorrow, as of this recording, so that's the 18th of August, Jamie Foxx and Will Ferrell's
2023.
movie. That's right, because they'll be hearing this for decades, centuries, eons, millennia.
John, Smithsonian called earlier. They're like, y'all fucking ready to submit some shit? I was like, you know we are, motherfuckers.
And it's really important for them to know on this podcast that August 18th, 2023, Jamie Foxx and Will Ferrell's movie Strays, an R-rated Homeward Bound style comedy about dogs, will open. The reviews came out today, and it looks very good.
Sign me up. When I saw that the preview, Homeward Bound, the original, great. The remake that Michael J. Fox was in, amazing.
Yeah.
Give me a dog on a mission and bad shit happening. Sean, I'm 100%. Sign me up. Play a game called Go Fetch Fuck. I go fetch and I bring it back. He says, I mean, sign me up.
So, yeah, little shout out to Jamie Foxx. Glad you're recovering, brother.
Yeah. All right. Good on you. Good on you, John. You did good research. You didn't push too hard. You gave just the facts. Just the facts, man. That's what we like around here. We like specifics. We like literal happenings, John. We are nothing if not pillars of the community and beacons of truth. Get that right, John.
That's right, buddy.
All right.
Well, the sources for this episode of Two Sided have been first segment, TammanyHallNY.com, Britannica, ThoughtCo, virtualny.ashp.cuny.edu, the History Channel, and New World Encyclopedia. Second segment, E! News, NBC News, Britannica, Biography, Empire Magazine, NationalToday.com, and WalkOfFame.com.
My sources were only Wikipedia, and that's all it took for me to shoot John down about his claims to. No, it's not even a full thought, John. My sources are my heart, my soul, my love for you, John. I think you're the best. I honestly always expect the worst. I am very rarely disappointed, sir. Love you, buddy.
Love you too, brother. Hey, get a shot ready. But as you're doing that, my boy Pete, is there anything from this episode you'd like to take a second glance at, a second look, a second thought, a second opinion? This is Pete's
Yeah, well,
Retraction Corner.
there's a goddamn few things I would like to take a fucking retraction corner on, John. Number one, I should have really developed the joke about I'm focused on surgical procedures that would keep you away from the public eye. It doesn't have to be just related to the genitalia, John. I didn't think that one through. There's a whole vast array of beautiful medical things that are just as funny as the ungirthing of one's junk. John, I would also like to say, what is that? I don't know, John. Here's the other deal. I want to say that I feel like my other attraction is going to be a little too being too soft on you early on. Like the whole thing, you were on time, you had your camera up, your computer up, and I feel like you're trying to slip by. You're trying to get through the little cracks, and I need to be aware of that. I need to bring that hammer down no matter what. And that is the thing. I need to be a little more fucking specific because fuck you, John. Why? Because fuck you. That's why, John. John. Now you get what I'm playing. Ready for a shot? A shot
Yes,
for you, a shot for me, a shot for Jamie Foxx. Everybody?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Bink, bink, bink.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We have our open chat show live on stereo every Tuesday at our usual start time. So if you want to join us or want to throw some topics out there, email twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO sidedpod@gmail.com. And for those listening live on the stereo app, stick around in this room for a continued chat in the green room right now for our after show wind down. That's a wrap for tonight. I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm my boy Pete in Southern California. I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
And this was our show. You can eavesdrop wherever you get your podcasts and even join us live, both on our YouTube channel, handle at twosidedpod, all one word, and the stereo app every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, as we talk about the two sides of life, the serious and the fun, here on Two Sided. I love you, Pete.
Love you, John. Cheers, buddy. Nope.